we're back to test the audio. Tony, my man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are we working?
We are working this time. We got to get some stuff done, man.
I think we're working.
Hey,
How are we looking on the live stream? Do we got any?
live stream is looking good. Way better quality, in my opinion.
Awesome. And do we?
Let me check sound. I'm gonna mute myself.
No sound?
Yeah.
I'm showing sound coming through the input board here. This is technology. You know what they say about technology? It's great, except for when it doesn't work. But once you get it to work, it's amazing.
Well, I think we got sound.
You got sound on there?
Yep.
All right, well, let's
Through a lot of events over the years, probably over 20 events across the world. This was one of the most profound, intimate, and transformational events I've ever been to. From the emotional standpoint, of course, I'm an emotional person, so that really got me there. But more importantly, the people were absolutely fantastic. There wasn't one person that I was around that didn't make me feel like I wasn't supposed to be here. They made me feel like I wasn't welcome. They made me feel empowered. They made me feel happy. They made me feel excited about the future. Most importantly, they've given me this perspective where I'm able to now see things with clarity and reinforce the values that I have as a person, both morally, family, and also individually. So I'm grateful to be here and I'm grateful to have this opportunity. Everybody was fantastic.
All right, Tony, I got you on center stage right now. Say hello to our audience. Introduce yourself for all those that don't know you on the Sales Boss side of things, although you're quickly becoming a legend in the Sales Boss world. You were already a legend.
Not quite. Hey everybody. Tony. I'm the marketing director for Sales Boss, WhoHire, Elliott Hire, all of our companies that we have the opportunity to change the world with, and this is a little live stream test. That's exciting for us to kind of see what we're gonna do. We have some really cool things that are coming up. We have a road show that we're going to be doing cross country. Mr. Jonathan Whistman, the sales boss himself, is taking it upon himself to visit 13 plus cities across the nation in the Cyber Command, which he's about to showcase. Probably one of the coolest vehicles on the planet, in my opinion, right now. It has this beautiful sales boss wrap. Look at that.
Look at this. It's a little dark. We ran out of sunlight, but yeah, this is the command center right here. Got full. It's happening. We can do the switching right here. Yep, here we go.
As a kid, I would be geeking out with something like this, man. This is such a cool setup.
What do you mean? You're geeking out anyway.
I'm geeking out right now. It's definitely.
You have blessed me with. Well, we went live with no audio, so technically we could repeat the story of how I ended up in this ugly Cybertruck that I think is so sexy and beautiful.
You know what's interesting is that I used to make fun of it. I used to call it a refrigerator because that's what it looks like. It looks like a giant refrigerator. But the beauty of it is that it starts to grow on you every single day. And if you like, I can retell the story.
I think you should tell the story.
Let's do it. So a couple months back, we were doing this giveaway for the Land Urus, which we rightfully awarded to the Macklin twins over at the Elliott Group, who did a fantastic job in earning it.
Go Twins!
And I realized, you know what, we can create some great promotional content from this. So I reached out to Jonathan. I said, hey man, you think I can borrow the Lambo for a weekend, just for a couple of days, just so I can get some photos, some videos, some content with it. And he said, yeah man, just come pick it up anytime. It's yours. Take the keys, use it to whatever you need. I said, awesome, cool. I pick it up, and I say, hey man, why don't we trade cars? Why don't you take my Tesla? I drive a Tesla Model X. Absolutely love it. It's an incredible car. And knowing how involved in technology Jonathan is, he's humble about it, but the man was involved in the selling of the first quantum computer in North America. I figured he probably would enjoy a car that can drive itself. And so I told him, hey man, why don't you take my Tesla and I'll take the Lambo? And he goes, no, I'm all right. I have my other cars. I'll be okay. And I said, no, please take the Tesla.
And that was the death of me.
I think you'll really enjoy it. Well, the weekend goes by, and I tell him, hey man, I got everything I need with the Lambo. I'm ready to give it back. Truth is, I actually missed my car. And then he goes, no, hang on to the Lambo for an extra week. And I'm like, I'm all right, man. He's like, no, it's okay. Just hang on to it. Little did I know, he was falling in love with being able to multitask and have the car chauffeur you around while he was able to get some work done, be in meetings, and
I could vibe code.
So much so that he just went out and bought a Cybertruck. So
yes.
That was the story.
And now we've got the entire Cyber Command. We're going to be going to, I think, 12, 13 locations across the U.S. We're going to be doing executive meetings, 4 hours in length, where we're going to break down what the strategy has to be for humans in the age of AI. Because the truth is, if you're a business owner and you've been struggling to hire great human beings, you're about to struggle in a way worse way, because the only humans that are really going to have the impact are A-plus players, and we're going to strap a nuclear-powered supercomputer called AI to their back, and you're going to have to get out of the way and watch these A-plus players do things that you didn't even think was possible last week. And that pace of 50 years of changing every 5 weeks isn't going to slow down anytime soon. And the truth is, A-plus players have a lot of options of where they're going to work. So if you haven't been great at attracting people to begin with, and you got a lot of C players on your team, now's the time to get really serious about upping your game, your A game, for A-plus players. And we're going to break that down, and then we're going to showcase for people how can they use AI tools. We just got done having a great event here in Phoenix, 2 days. Brought people in. We run 12 hours a day for 2 days, and people, doesn't matter where they are, people sort of walk into our classes, I would say, in a couple of different places. They are what I would call AI arrogant, AIA. Meaning they've run a couple of Claude bots, and they've done some other cool stuff, and they know some of the terminology, so they really feel like they're forward. In fact, in our last class, we had somebody who's charging people to do AI consulting. And he's like, man, I've learned so much. And he was only 12 hours in. And then on the other side, you have people that just think it's from the devil. And the truth is, if you're on an executive team, you're running a company, or you sit on the leadership team, there's zero way you can have a strategy for the next couple of years if you don't have a shared understanding of what AI is, what it's capable of, and sitting on the sidelines is not going to work. This is one of those sort of things, like for I would say for the last couple of decades, leadership has really been about delegation. Like, the better you could delegate, the better you would do. And I think that'll still be true in the world of AI. But for a period of time, leaders have to slow down. The understanding of AI isn't something you can delegate. I hired my first AI employee 7 years ago. And then I hired another one 4 years ago and just said, hey, just play with AI. Tell me what's capable. And I was already AI forward. I was already getting my hands dirty in it. But it wasn't until I really just set aside time to daily get in and understand it that all of a sudden it unlocked the real change that is happening. And people are, as you know, still just thinking about ChatGPT, Claudebot, running those, sort of tools, but they're having a really difficult time connecting it to business strategy and doing what I call the last mile connection. When we had high-speed fiber come to homes, it wasn't that we couldn't have gigabit speeds into our cities. It was that last mile of getting it from the street corner to your house. And that's what took forever. So AI is coming really fast. It's at our street corner. The question is, do you have the ability as a leader to say, what's that last mile look like to connect into real business value? Because, you know, we could razzle and dazzle right now with a bunch of cool tools that people go, wow, that's fantastic. Well, the truth is, a show that's impressive isn't the same thing as creating business value for people. And so that's the mission that we're on right now over the next year, is to help people, one, understand, get a shared understanding of what AI is. We talk about it in terms of 11 Lego blocks. And if they can master those 11 Lego blocks, our promise to you, to your executive teams, if you join us for 48 hours, it's 2 days, you are no longer going to be overwhelmed with AI. And 100% of the people that are graduating from our class are walking out saying, I'm going from thinking to building, and from disorder and chaos in my mind, discomfort in my mind about what's possible, to being comfortable to know that I can engage in this new world that we're about to enter into. So I get on a soapbox really easy when it comes to these things. So I'm going to be driving across country and I'm just going to live stream. If you don't like it, you can click unfollow me, because there's going to be a lot of this kind of thing.
Jonathan, if I may, what would you say is the number one skill that most people should be learning or acquiring in today's day and age?
You know, I actually don't think that has changed. Curiosity. Right now, if you're not curious, you're going to be left on the sidelines. You got to be curious. And unfortunately, most humans are adverse to change. We like things that are predictable. We like things that are sort of this same in, same out. There's $1 million organization, multi-million-dollar organizations completely designed around helping organize organizations with change management. You're no longer going to manage change in your organization. Society's changing. The only question is your team going to break? Or are you going to be the sort of leader and we talked about this, you know, when we were together last week. I think it's an obligation for leaders to make sure their people are utilizing AI, not just to like copy paste do their work, but to enable them to think and to operate at a much higher level. There's two skills I think you're looking for an employee in the AI age. And in our software platform, WhoHire, we actually just released an algorithm that can help you identify the people that you're hiring. Are they people that have a good likelihood of being able to operate at the pace of the future, at the pace of AI? But there's two things that stand out right away that you're going to look for in an employee of the future in the world of AI. One of them is the ability to synthesize. And by synthesize, it means take the 1,000 options that AI is going to give you and be able to pick what are the handful of opportunities that have a real chance of succeeding in your environment, your political environment, the social environment in your community, with the type of team members you have, with your budget constraints, pick out the handful of, you know, horses to bet on, so to speak. And then the second skill is going to be something that we usually reserve for art and for food and for music. And that's having taste. The ability to look at 1,000 opportunities or options and pick the 1, 2, 3, 4 that have the best chance of succeeding, and then apply taste to it to pick out the one that's actually going to stand out to the humans that will consume that thing. That's the human you're hiring for the future, and they need to be an A+ player. And what I mean by an A+ player, we actually had this discussion at our team meeting last week. You're looking for somebody who has a breadth of knowledge around a topic. It used to be depth. If you wanted a front-end designer, they needed to know all the CSS codes, they needed to know hex files, color coding, all of those things. Now you don't need to know that. You wanted somebody to do back-end, they needed to know all your back-end architecture. Now you just need somebody who really understands how all the bits and pieces go together. They don't necessarily have to know how to do that. That gap between knowing and doing has shrunk almost to zero. I hacked these cameras that we got inside of the Cybertruck. Turns out there was they're designed for action. They're not designed for live streaming. And so the workflow on the camera just isn't really usable. I was able to just get in using Claude Code and being able to do some quick research on Perplexity and completely reprogram the firmware. That's something I couldn't have done before. So now I turn on the Cybertruck, they all come on, we're ready to roll. We miss audio, but that was a human error. And that's something that just wasn't possible. But that natural curiosity to say, it is possible now to do these things, and I'm going to do it.
Very true.
Very true.
I do want to add, there's an echo that comes out when I speak.
Got some feedback from some of the viewers here.
Okay.
It might be audio that's coming from your speakers, and the microphone is picking it up.
It might be I need to wear a headset. Maybe I need to wear a headset on my end.
Yeah, maybe some AirPods.
Some AirPods. That's good. That'll be a good thing to do.
Nice and comfortable. I mean, this is all test, right? So we're all trying to figure this out. But I think once this is done, I mean, look at how cool this is. Look at the on-air sign. Switch to camera 2 there so they can see exactly what's going on.
Yeah, look at this. Yeah, hold on. Let me shed some light on the subject.
I mean, we got to do one of these live streams during the day so they can really get the full scope of things. Although the red interior lights, the on-air sign, all that stuff is really cool. And once we kind of get the lighting and all that stuff figured out, I mean, this is going to be really cool webinars.
And the lights, right? And the lights just dance. Look at the lights dancing to the music. I got my own disco in here, Tony.
Looks like a rave.
Yeah, well, the only thing I'm raving about is the fact that I can cyber code from the command center. We took a road trip with the team here a few weeks ago. We went up through Las Vegas and into Utah, and there was 4 of us, and I think that was the shortest road trip ever, because we disappeared into the cyber world. How many things did we code up during that trip?
Well, let's just put it this way so they can visualize this, right? We forced ourselves every 30 minutes to an hour to look outside the window so that we would be aware of where we're at.
Yeah.
Because our eyes were locked in focus on our laptops, on our MacBooks, coding the entire time.
And I love the outdoors. So it's not that I hate the outdoors, but I ended up in St. George, Utah, which has beautiful scenery. And I got out to stretch my legs, and it wasn't until we walked into the visitor center that I was like, oh, we're in St. George.
We had no idea where we were.
No idea.
Again, here's the thing, here's the reality. We talk about people that dislike Teslas, and we always talk about the only reason why is because they haven't had the opportunity to fall in love with it. Because once you get to drive these things, or better yet, let one of these things drive you, you immediately fall in love with what's possible, because there's so many other things that you could do. But most people don't realize, and correct me if I'm lying, okay, you don't have to touch the steering wheel ever.
No,
you have to react.
And in fact, I think the same thing could be true about the use of AI. The only reason people are hesitant is they haven't paused long enough to really understand what it is. And the reality is, a lot of people are sort of caught up in feeling special. Like they're using AI to make them feel special. So they're going to use agentic swarms and all these big terms to make themselves look smart. Look, it's 11 Lego blocks. There's no Lego blocks you should be afraid of. And if I stacked up 1,000 cell phones and put them in your closet, you would never be afraid of them. And that's exactly what AI is. It just lives on chips, just like the chips that are on your phone that does autocorrection and pulls up Google Map. You've been using AI forever. The only difference is it's moving way faster. But you don't want to end up like my grandparents who couldn't reset the clock on their VCR. Like if you don't get really comfortable with AI, my belief is it's going to be like somebody showing up at your office last year and saying, you know, I don't go on the internet and I refuse to use email. Like there just wouldn't be a place for them. Little fact, Tony, I'm looking at my self-driving stats on the Cyber Command, and I have put, the car has moved 4,527.2 miles, and 4,218.2 of those miles it has driven itself.
That is incredible.
So I've had to drive 300 miles.
That's 95%. That's 95% self-driving.
Yeah, 93%, but that's good math in your head, really. 93, and the only reason it's that low is because Craig Murley from Budapest was here, and he took it off-road in the dirt, and he wanted to drive the darn thing. I'm like, you're messing up my stats, buddy. He's like, yeah, but this is such an awesome vehicle off-road. And he's like, I don't care about your stats. So Craig, if you're listening, that was a selfish thing to do. You know how long it's going to take me to win back that extra 2%? Yeah, but Craig was a great friend.
By the way, just for the record, for anybody that's watching this, he bought the truck with 0 miles. Just so you guys can understand the full scope of this. The majority of it has been self-driving. Pretty incredible.
The whole thing's been self-driving. In
fact, I think other people have driven the car more than Jonathan has.
For sure. The miles that are actually been driven on this is when somebody else was driving. So.
That's it. The record's still pretty flawless. Still pretty.
Well, I'm gonna try to get it like 97% by the time I'm done with this road trip. Like you drive out of the parking lot, you have this need for control. It's like, I'm gonna get us out of the parking lot. I talk to it. I'm like, take me where I'm going, and I let it sort of figure it out. The technology is amazing. It's amazing. And if you think about, this is mind-blowing. They had to have humans in vehicles for 10 years, driving around full-time, 100 drivers, just to get the first Waymo on the road. That's 100 years of driving just to get a car to self-drive on the road. And now they're doing that in a synthetic environment every minute. 100 years of experience every minute. 2,400 years of experience every day. The mind can't even comprehend the speed at which technology is moving. And say what you want. Yes, there can be some evil things done with AI. But we're already seeing diseases being cured. We're already seeing novel ways of electricity being done, fusion. Like, there's a book out right now called We Are Gods, and I would suggest anybody reads it. And the premise of the book is that we are every day right now being surrounded by things that even 100 years ago, 200 years ago, would have made us gods. Like they were considered miraculous, and now they're just like what's surprising to me is how quickly I have forgotten how magical it is that this car drives itself. I was actually in my parking garage the other day and forgot that I was driving it. Almost ran into a concrete pillar. I was like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be driving this thing. We're gonna lose the ability to drive. So
I think so too.
All right,
one of the things that I love.
Go ahead.
Mention is when you talk about how sometimes you get a little frustrated with AI when it does something wrong, and then you stop for a second and you think, wait a minute, a few years back, this would have taken me weeks to create, and I'm able to do it in minutes, and it's just taking a little bit longer than normal. I feel like the same thing is going to apply as we start getting used to self-driving cars, because it's taking a little bit longer than normal, and then we're thinking to ourselves, man, 10, 15 years ago, this wasn't a thing.
Yeah, well, you think about, like, how many times have you been on an airplane and you get frustrated because the Wi-Fi is really slow? Or like even now, you were sort of like, this image isn't really that clear. Well, heck, it's going through a satellite, bouncing up out of the atmosphere, back down here, like, and we just get used to it, and we get used to the fact that.
You ever watch 2001: A Space Odyssey?
Yes, but it's been a long time.
Well, it's one of my favorite movies, just because most people that I tell about, they think that it was filmed in 2001. When it was actually filmed prior to the moon landing. And there are so many things that were featured on that, such as FaceTime, which we take for granted today, because this was, when I was a kid, this was like a dream to be able to do video chat. What we're doing right now, it's like, I saw it in movies.
We could teleport. Thing, right? We're teleporting. You could be anywhere in the world. We had our team meeting the other day, 7 different languages. Just in a team meeting. We're a small company. It's not like we're a big international organization. Hey, Tony, I have to say to you, while I have voice left, you're probably the only person I could have had this first maiden voyage in the Cybertruck, and your background is almost as cool as mine. Is that a fake? Is that a fake screen behind you?
It is not a fake screen. It is as real as you and I.
Your office is really that cool?
It really is.
I don't know. Yeah, Iris probably has a hard time getting you to come out of that office.
I never get out of this office. I live here. This is my little man cave. I'll turn off some lights so you can kind of see a little bit better.
Oh no, it looked good in the dark. It looked good in the dark. I love it.
It looked nice, huh?
It looked good.
Big pop-up camera right here.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You can see it.
Yeah, all right.
I don't know where I'm pointing.
All right, that camera coming to a city near you soon. All right, well, with that, let's go.